obligations issued by the school corporation for costs of the project paid prior to the issuance of the bonds. And that passed and adopted this 11th day of September 2023. So, any discussion, Mrs. Circle, for the resolution of the 2023 bond? Or the board? Questions?
2.4 million. What projects do we have earmarked for this money?
So it'll be over 2 years that it's been. So the roofing is a major one that I presented in the previous board meeting.
How much is that?
I've got several bids on that I presented. We're not going to be able to do all of it. No. We have certain pieces. I mean, I can pull them up. The HVAC, which I don't have quotes on for the science wing that continually keeps breaking, is a major improvement. Various goals from the admins that they want to repair the upkeep on our building. I know painting the carpet, flooring, we have to have a bond if we're going to do any of that stuff. The general upkeep that we keep with the asphalt that we keep upgrading, again, we have to pay for that through a bond. And then we need to continue with the sidewalk repair. We are also going to help free up some money out of the operations by paying for 2 buses. So that's going to help us have some money in that operation so that we're not bleeding the education fund as much. It will also help us with the technology, which is in the operations. So we can use that bond to help pay for some technology that will free up another $100,000 in the operation. And all that will free up about $400,000 in our operations account to help, again, stop some of the bleeding that we're doing from education into operation. And I can pull up the roofing.
That's okay.
We had it in a couple board meetings past.
I still think there's a lot of problems with borrowing money to free up funds. I do not like the way we piecemealed the 21 bond because it seemed very inefficient use of taxpayer money. And I'm afraid that that's going to happen on this as well because it will be, we need $50,000 here, $60,000 here, $70,000 here, and before you know it, that money's going to be gone. So I prefer it being a specific project for borrowing that much money.
Well, this might have been the Baker Tilly presentation, but out of the 2.4 million, how much money does the school corporation actually realize out of that?
Well,
in other words, costs, fees, expenses.
I don't have that money yet. I don't have that amount yet.
I know we don't know
it's
because
over
of
and above.
Interest.
It's normally around 300,000 of their fees, and then whatever the bond sells for it, 6%. That'll be done. But I mean, one thing we said at the beginning 2 years ago when we started down, knowing that we needed to try to figure out how to stop some of the bleeding of our education fund, which is what, $1 million a year, kind of keeps us from helping out the rest of our staff like we heard tonight. And this is just kind of, it's not the cure by any means, but some of this, like we said, like some of the bus stuff we can replace. I mean, 300, 400,000.
If we're borrowing money to buy 2 buses, all that is doing is extending the problem.
Well, we have to address
Where are we going to get it?
where the state's not doing it. It's either that or we're going to lose the rest of our employees. You can sit there and say we're not going to give them raises, or you can sit there and say we're doing what we try to do to give them raises and to help them out. And so this is just part what actually the state put it in our laps. We tried option 1, it didn't work. So now we're at option 2 in order to see, maybe we can go back to option 1 and see after we get started here. But it's not a full take, but it's no different than what we did in the past. Years ago, we used to.
I mean, we did geo bonds every 2 years
Yeah.
religiously, but I think the point I'm making, and I agree with Steve's comment, because really, and this goes to the referendum, we're paying 200,000 or 300,000 or more out of these bonds in order to get that money. It's cheap money, but we are losing 200,000 or 300,000 or 400,000 that should be in the corporations. We're paying money to get the money that's cheap money, but it's very expensive to get. But we don't have, I don't know if we have a choice. I mean, we're kind of in that same spot. If we're going to free up and do anything to support some of these efforts with retention, I think we have to do it. But the referendum becomes critical because the taxpayers are still absorbing that fee in a negative way. I mean, it's just unfortunate.
No, I agree. I mean, there's no doubt that if the referendum, it wouldn't be near the cost of what this would cost taxpayers, but we have to also think about our staff and buildings and stuff and go forward with it, and hopefully we can figure something out. So our state maybe give us a little more, but still not going to help us what we want.
Mr. Smith, just to clarify on the fees, this right here is just allowing us to move forward.
No, I understand.
Yeah, so we will actually, if we decide that we are going to vote on this, then we will get all that information from Baker Tilly and Ice Miller for the next board meeting. So we'll have specifics on the fees, on the amortization schedule, and things like that.
And we've got a public hearing,
Yeah.
where the public can come and help too. So yeah.
I do want to add to this. When we look at the operations, and I have sent you our operations, you will see there is not a lot of wiggle room at all in terms of where the money is going. One of the big differences when you look at bigger corporations is their tax base is so much larger than ours due to lack of businesses.
TIFs.
To TIFs. So we have to realize that we've inherited that where we just don't have as big of a tax base as some of those bigger school corporations. So.
And if I may, just to put it in the minutes, that just an explanation for the board that Ice Miller LLP, they are the bond counsel for the school district. They have been consulted relative to the procedure to be followed in connection with the proposed bond issue and the rendering of an opinion approving the legality of the bonds. I just want to make sure that that has been explained and what Ice Miller's role is in this.
Any other questions, input, response?
Okay. Moving forward, we'll look for a vote for 8J for the resolution for the 2023 bond as presented.
I would actually probably have both of these approved separately, with motions on each.
Okay. So let's get a vote for the 8J number 1 Exhibit A for the preliminary bond resolution. Do you want
need a motion
for each one?
separately.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll redo my motion because I made the motion.
Correct.
And it was for both. So I'll make a motion that we approve, what's the number? 8J, item 1, Exhibit A, preliminary bond resolution.
Okay, can we get a second for that?
Second.
Okay. So all in favor of 8J Exhibit A for the preliminary bond resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. President, I move for resolution for 2023 bond Exhibit B, the declaration of official intent to reimburse expenditures.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor of 8J number 2 Exhibit B for declaration of intent, of official intent to reimburse expenditures, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Number 9 here's school board information. there's a lot of field trips and things going on. We're not going to go through all those, but you're going to start seeing those in your reports and things of all the fun things these students are getting to do. So 9B, there's some past field trips, and then 9C, we've got a couple of public thank yous here. Subaru SIA had a donation of computers for the manufacturing classes, so we want to thank them for that, and that just helps the ability of our kids even more. Also, the Carroll County Sheriff's Department has donated a new student resource officer car for us, so that's something we've talked about. We had an issue with ours that we didn't feel that it was very safe. We reached out, and the Carroll County Sheriff's Department has been gracious to donate a car for us, so that's a huge thank you to them. And then, of course, the Delphi Police Department for assisting with dismissal. It's just there's a lot of kids and a lot of people, a lot of traffic, so with them out there helping out, it keeps the kids safe, keeps people safe, kind of keeps people to maybe obey that speed limit a little bit more as well. So a huge thank you to them. And then also the Scioto Desai Auxiliary of Delphi, President Carol Roth, incoming treasurer Nada Duff, they've donated $500 for unpaid lunch accounts. So once again, there's just another example of what our community does for us, and we want to try to do everything we can to give back to them, but we do appreciate everything that they give to us. And then, of course, we've got number 10 here, some future dates. Homecoming football game this Friday at 7 p.m. Also, September 16th is the homecoming dance. So we've got several things coming up here. September 20th, the DCMS HS Parent-Teacher Conferences. On September 23rd, we have the ISSMA High School Band Marching Festival. The September 25th and 26th are as the school board will attend the ISBA. So we have a fall conference coming up here that several of us will be attending. Also on October 9th, you'll see the next regular scheduled board meeting here at 7 p.m. in the DCMS Abby and Libby Memorial Library. And then on the October 17th and 18th, the CECC and DCES parent-teacher conferences. So with all of that being said, I'd like to move forward to board comments. And we will start with Mr. Schwarzkopf.
Welcome to our student rep to the table. Great to see you here tonight.
Lacey's back there somewhere.
Yeah, somebody snuck in after. No, I want to thank everybody for coming, for the public for expressing their opinions on the teacher's contract, the teachers, the staff. I hope it's evident that we do care about you, and we are going to try and do what we can to help the situation and move forward. Hopefully we get more support from the community in the future to see where the value is on that. You know, we're dealt the cards we are. The state's dealt them to us, so we've got to figure out how to best utilize it and move forward. I wish we had a little bit better start to our athletics, but it's great to see that they're out, they're gone. They are a very respectable young group of gals and ladies out there, and that is always greatly appreciated. I'll just leave that and let somebody else say something.
All right, Mr. Priest.
Oh, I would like to thank all the teachers tonight for their comments at the public hearing portion of the collective bargaining agreement. I'm sympathetic to your cause. I noticed there was 20 in our board packet. There's 22 field trips and overnight trips, and FFA's got 6 contests and national convention all coming up in the next month. I'm glad to see our student body involved in all the extracurricular activities. And I'd like to thank the administration office girls for putting our board packet together. That was over 200 pages tonight. I know it was a lot of work, so your work is appreciated.
All right, Mr. Strasser.
To all the teachers that spoke or had their interests read tonight, I think we all hear you. So, and Tim, I'll own my last comment that we are. I mean, we are going to try to do what we can to retain you, because we need the quality of people to teach that we have here.
I have full faith in the board.
Okay.
Mr. Nippel.
I'd just like to reiterate what my other 3 board members said. Like Kirk said, our hands are basically tied, but we're trying everything we can to make sure that our teachers are well compensated for, because that's the last thing we want, is to have turnover. We want to make Delphi a place for teachers to come and earn a good wage and be part of the community and bring their kids up here too. So we're just trying to do anything we can to make that happen. And I want to thank everyone for attending the meeting tonight.
All right, Mr. Smith.
I would echo most of that. Big appreciation to everybody that's here, a lot of people. Mr. Priest, it's 214 pages to be exact.
Oh. Yes, it is.
And Michelle, we felt every bit of it tonight. But I agree, thank you for that. That's a lot of work. And the public input is so critical, to really hear from teachers, hear from staff, to kind of give us a sense for what they really are feeling and thinking. And we are all on the same page. We just have to figure out how to figure out the resolve. I think we'll get there, but in the interim, staff, 40 years, Tim, I mean, isn't that what we want from every teacher that hires in at Delphi, to make this their home and a career, and to know 40 years of students?
So when I was looking through that thing, I found I kept my first class to graduate was class of '93, and Wendy Packard's picture was in there. I had her husband in my class. If we just have people keep coming and going, the teachers are gonna miss out the best part of their lives, not getting to know these kids and watch it grow up to be the great people that we knew they could be.
I also want to shout out for the Sheriff's Department, that donation of the SRO car is really critical, much appreciated, and will save us a lot of costs going forward. And to the SIOTs, that $500 for the unpaid lunch accounts is something we've battled my entire 14 years on the board, making sure that students get a lunch, that they don't have to worry, and if parents cannot cover those costs, there are people that are stepping up, and as a community, I think that's what we're all about. So I want to make sure that they are recognized and appreciated for that as well. So I will end with that.
All right, Mr. Meyer.
I guess I'll echo everyone else's comments as far as all the public hearing for the teacher's contract. The reason I'm resigning from the board is mainly my job is, my territory has more than doubled in the last couple of years, and so it's basically impossible for me to have enough time to take care of all the other things I need to take care of. And when I told Anne Marie, she said I was quitting on her, and I said, no, actually I'm not. I didn't run for re-election, so you actually got a bonus year. So. And then I will end it by saying, I can't believe no one else said this, but I would guess everyone in this room remembers where they were 22 years ago. And that kind of puts life into perspective if you think back to that day.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Starbuck, do you have anything? It was a long night. There's got to be something out here.
He's awake.
I caught you off guard. I know that, but
I was expecting the same thing. No, I think it's respectful for all the board members to listen and take good thought of what staff members have to say, because I truly think a lot of teachers here have care and have respect for the students. So anything you guys can do for them would make a big difference.
awesome. Thank you. Mrs. Pickering, Lacey. She's still here.
She's hiding.
She's hiding.
Yeah.
Miss, sorry, miss. Did you have any input?
Not really. I think that the school is changing for the better, and I think that it's good. I think that even when you say about athletics, we are having a little bit of a trouble, even in my season, but I think we need to find some more people to get involved in athletics. Our athletic numbers are really, really down. My class is like one of the last classes that kids are not only playing one sport, every other class is playing one sport, and that's it.
Thank you. Okay, I'll finish up here. I just want to talk about Neola policies a little longer.
Yes,
No.
there you go.
No, I do want to say we understand where the teachers are coming from. We come from a long, deep hole here. We're climbing out of it, trying to figure out how to be strategic with the funding we have. Obviously, we're going to do everything we can to get more funding, but we will do what we can with what we have to retain and continue to retain, hopefully, people that are here. It is exciting. Like I said, there was a lot going on tonight. Maybe ups and downs for some people here, but the key is we're always looking up here at Delphi. We're trying to not only give the kids the best experience in school, but the administrators, the teachers, and the parents to make sure that they want to bring their kids here. So with that being said, I just want to say, hope everybody has a good homecoming weekend. They stay safe. I know the kids are getting dressed up this week and wear hats and do different things during the week. So I hope that's a good, fun week for them. And at this point, I just need one more motion, and that's for adjournment.
So moved. Second.
All right, and all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Meeting is